It is 1:41 on September the 4th of 2016, and I'm very happy to see that my rewritten chalk slogan, Unitarians misuse blasphemy law to cover up rape, is still here in front of the so-called Unitarian Church of Montreal. I also notice that my other slogan, Unitarians cover up and deny clergy abuse, at the extremity of the path leading into the Unitarian Church of Montreal, is still here. And since those two are still here, I suspect that the third slogan I wrote is still on the sidewalk. So what this means is that after I left my protest about half an hour ago or more, nobody came out of the church to erase the slogans, which is kind of interesting in that somebody did come out, while I was protesting and erase the first slogan. So here we have three slogans on the sidewalk in front of the Unitarian Church of Montreal about how Unitarians cover up and deny clergy abuse, and indeed how Unitarians even go so far as to falsely accuse yours truly of the criminal act of blasphemous libel for blogging about such despicable crimes as pedophilia and rape committed by certain Unitarian Universalist ministers. I like how the legal language keeps, just which Unitarian Universalists we're talking about vague. But anyway, it's good to see that the slogans are still here. I suspected that they might have been erased by now. But since I was heading downtown and passing more or less the same way, I decided to check things out. I basically came a few minutes out of my way to see if the slogans were still here, and I'm very gratified to see that they are still here. So again, it is Sunday the 4th of September 2016, and these slogans have been here for some hours now, and it doesn't look like anyone's going to come out and erase them anytime soon, so they could be here for quite a few more hours. Hey, so again, Unitarians misuse blasphemy law to cover up rape. Previously, before it was erased the first time, it said Unitarian Universalists misuse blasphemy law to cover up rape. Pretty much the same thing. So the irony of this is really quite something. Le chemin que nous parcourons revêt autant d'importance que la destination que nous cherchons à atteindre. Il n'y a pas de raccourci. Lorsqu'il s'agit de vérité et de réconciliation, nous devons parcourir toute la distance. That's Judge Murray Sinclair, and he's the president of the Truth and Reconciliation Committee of Canada in terms of truth and reconciliation regarding First Nations. But what's interesting about this is that the same people who put up this quote go out of their way to travel paths that seek to cover up and hide truth. Earlier on, one of the church members got the church garden hose back there where those yellow flowers are, and took a path all the way over here and erased the slogan that preceded this one. So it's the absolute antithesis of seeking the truth and seeking reconciliation with me or anyone else who's being abused by Unitarian Universalist clergy. Just to be clear, I personally have not suffered sexual abuse at the hands of Unitarian Universalist clergy. The clergy abuse that I complained about was of a verbal and psychological nature, abuse of power nature, basically intolerance, bigotry, slander, libel, that sort of thing, insults, defamation. But as a result of complaining about Reverend Ray Drennan's non-sexual clergy misconduct, I quickly became aware of how poorly handled clergy sexual misconduct was, because basically the advocates for victims of clergy misconduct that I spoke with were saying, well, Mr. Edgar, if you think you're problems bad. You should see, you know, some of the worst stuff in terms of clergy sexual misconduct, you know, and they told me that there were, you know, very, very serious cases of clergy misconduct that were very, very poorly handled by the Unitarian Universalist Association. So again, getting back to truth and reconciliation, every time a Montreal Unitarian erases a slogan like this, they are doing the exact opposite of truth and reconciliation. They are engaging in cover-up and denial of the truth, and refusing to enter into any kind of reconciliation with me or anyone else who's been abused by Unitarian Universalist clergy. And that's it for now. I'm going to continue on my way downtown.